Yo, what is going on, Raiders? Bozzz here, and today's Season 2 in BTB is starting, and we've got already in this video some interesting attacks on my base. You can see the one I'm using in this episode in the background. This is a compact layout where everything is standing close together, and what makes this layout so special is the center where the towers are standing around the stronghold. Through that, the cannoneers or archers will have a hard time to destroy the stronghold, because without a good strategy the troops will make their way around the base, and that means to get 2 stars is very hard. Additionally to that, we've got here a lot of traps standing around in the way of the troops which move behind the first lane of walls, and that will make sure that the troops will get blown away. So quite a tough base for the players of episode 1. Now let's talk about the rules for season 2. And I've said it already, no dragons are allowed because it would be boring to watch everyone attacking with them. But that's not the only rule. I've asked you to vote on my Facebook page if you want to see buffs, items and battle spells in the battles, and the answer of you was clear. No was voted 20 times and only 8 players voted yes. This means we won't see any buffs in the battles. Alright, let me introduce you now to the first players who will play for a place in the final match.
Chinito versus Proseries.
Both are Stronghold 10 players who will attack in a second my Stronghold, and the player who destroys more of my base will get to the next round. If both do the same damage, the time will decide the winner. Alright, let's start with the first fight.
Beat the boss. Round 1.
So we're gonna start with Proseries, a player from Belgium, and he decides to start off with a fog barrel on the cannon. In my opinion, far too early, because my towers don't do a lot of damage in that area compared to the inside, where it would be much more important to use it. So maybe wasted the barrel here, but let's see how it turns out. So the marauders focus on the walls, and due to the fog barrel they proceed pretty slow, but on the other hand safely. However, when the fog barrel expires, the troops can move into the hot area where all my traps are standing. Then he wants to counter my bunker troops with his bombardiers, but as soon as they reach the annihilator, my seeking airmine goes up into the air and takes 3 of them out. Fortunately for him, 2 survived and are still covered in fog and can make it to my raiders, which do not have a chance in this case. Now gauntlets followed by 3 healers move into the center of the base, but I can tell you already now that those healers won't last long because the Crystal Spire will kill them from behind. So far so good for me, because the only troops left are the 2 gauntlets and some archers who try to get some more percentages on my base. Instead of moving into the center to get to the stronghold, the gauntlets move to the outside of my base, and we can predict here already that I won't follow the second star for Proseries, since he has no troops to break through that defense surrounding my stronghold. Then the last standing gauntlet has to face my raiders, and of course he has no chance against their huge number. This then leaves us here with 29% damage for Proseries. I think overall the attack was at some points not very well planned. The healers need to enter the battle earlier, and maybe 3 of them are a bit too much since they take away a lot of troop camp spaces. Alright, that was fight number 1 in season 2, so let's head back to the tournament table to check again the first results. So no star and 29% damage for our first player, but to determine if he's gonna be able to move on to the final match, we need to see the attack of Chinito PV and how he performs in this battle.
Beat the boss. Round 2.
Alright, here comes the second fight on this base layout in season 2. Just to refresh your memory, each episode I will present to you another base layout. That being said, Chinito lures my raiders out of the bunker with a single archer, and this shows already a very strategic approach. So I expect in a few seconds his army to enter the map as soon as he got them further away from that cannon. Alright, here comes his marauder army supported by a healer. Even though this process takes up some time, you don't need to worry about the raiders afterwards when he's gonna make his move into the center of this base. Also, we can see here he used 2 bombardiers, and honestly I would have used them before deploying the marauders, because that did cost him 1 of them, and the bombardiers will die also in a few seconds because I got air traps standing there, so some troops were unnecessarily lost, but that's just a small thing. But what I like about this approach is that he's destroying the buildings outside of the base to prepare the entrance of the rest of his troops. Seems like he's attacking now from 2 sides, but on the right side he's suffering heavy losses due to the traps, and on the right side it will happen as well as soon as the troops break through that wall. Now a very good scene here by Chinito uses that Berserk barrel very late and deploys his cannoneers on it, and because the Marauders did trigger already the traps on the right side, they are free to go on rampage, and additionally covers them with fog in the center to give them more time to go crazy. Unfortunately for me, only a few cannoneers move further on the outside, while some keep focusing on these strongholds, so unfortunately for me they will take it out, but shortly afterwards also they get killed, and therefore we got here in the end 51% damage and 2 stars for Chinito. I really like this fight. Obviously he put a lot of thought into this attack, which gave him in the end this result. Returning to the tournament table, we can now compare both players, and since Proseries had 29% and Chinito 51%, Chinito will have a shot on the reward in the final match. Next episode we will have the Stronghold 9 players fighting for the place to move on to the next stage, which will come as usual on Wednesday. Alright, here we are again at the end of this video. I hope you've enjoyed this new concept of Season 2 in Beat the Boss. As always, I'm happy about feedback so that I can improve my content for you. Also, don't forget to tell me how you would have attacked this base layout and to subscribe if you haven't done so far. This is it from me. Have a great raid. Peace out.